Why on earth would they block this? That there is a treaty violation and reportedly several.
Well, it runs counter to the Obama administration's arms control agenda. This treaty violation is very serious. It involves a new cruise missile, a short-range, intermediate-range cruise missile, and the White House has been covering this up for years. Only last year, the State Department, under pressure from Congress, finally came out in their annual arms compliance report and revealed that Russia was in serious violation of this treaty. It has implications for other arms control treaties, including the New START treaty.
Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead, continue, sorry.
I was recently out in Omaha at the U.S. Strategic Command, and I asked the commander, Admiral Cecil Haney, about this, and he said, basically, this is very problematic. We have to do something to try and get the Russians to come back into compliance. The Russians aren't playing ball. They've not only denied the U.S. allegations of a violation, they've turned the tables and accused the U.S. of violating the INF Treaty. So they're not making much progress on getting Russia to comply.
We don't seem to have a great track record with getting countries to comply, be it Iran or be it Russia. And I'm kind of shocked that it doesn't seem as though that we had a plan in place if such a breach occurred. I mean, what is the recourse, or what has been the response from the United States?
Well, basically, they have just held meetings with Russian officials, and again, it's been kind of basically a shouting match, saying, "Look, you're violating this treaty, and we want you to come back in compliance." And the Russians have no interest in that. Under Putin, they've taken a hard line. They're flying bombers near our coasts. They're making direct nuclear threats against the United States, and including our missile defense bases that are going to be built in Europe as well.
Yeah, and of course they've said they've been covering this up for several years, including, as you were saying, you mentioned the START treaty as well. Has this been going on since 2008? How long has this predated the Obama administration?
Well, according to Mike Rogers, who's the chairman of the House Armed Services Strategic Forces Subcommittee, who disclosed this risk assessment, this Pentagon assessment, he said that they've known about this violation for years, and that the reason they haven't made it public was even during debate on the 2010 START treaty, they didn't want to reveal that Russia was violating an earlier agreement. So they covered it up in order to try and promote their arms control agenda, which again is not making the U.S. more secure, it's making it less secure.
What's the optimistic conclusion with this?
Well, the optimistic conclusion is that the Congress has appropriated money, authorized money in the current bill, which will provide for cruise missile defenses for those two missile defense bases that are being built in Poland and Romania. That's a starting point. The options range from building missile defenses to actually building intermediate range, short range nuclear missiles and place them in Europe to counter the new Russian missiles.